Hi, everybody. It is time to do freshly brewed poems. 8. We're good. I love it. I think it is 7 o'clock. So I have to turn everything on now. So conserving batteries and all that stuff, Forget one thing. That thing. Doesn't it turn it on? So introduce yourselves to each other. It's so quiet in here. Never done that before. Sorry. Put y'all on the spot. Here, talk to each other. No, I think this is the cool thing about freshly brewed poems is I know there's a lot of people in here that have not done poetry before, and there's Reese, and have not done poetry before, so I'm excited to see them read. Freshly brewed poems was started in I keep saying that 2021. During COVID, a friend of mine noticed that I was jonesing for an open mic and called Larry's Coffee or talked to Larry's Coffee and said, hey, coffee and poetry go together. So he gave us a spot on his website. We quickly outgrew his bandwidth and had to find other avenues. So my daughter went to Enloe High School with Zach, the owner of this establishment, and he said, come on. I mean, he does that for everybody. I mean, look, we've got people doing, crafts and poetry and comedy. There's going to be a comedy open mic after this. If you want to stick around for that as well, or if you are a comic yourself, make sure that you sign up to do that. He's given us a challenge to actually try and do some comedy, and I tried it one time. I've done it. I don't have to do it again. So that's how we kind of got started with Freshly Brewed Poems. We've been here probably about a year now, at least a year and a half. So, sometimes we have a lot of people, sometimes we have just a few. And this is a place where you just kind of come and go. If you don't want to, read, and halfway through you do want to read, just let me know, and, we'll squeeze you in there. So I will start. I don't know if I said my name. I'm Debbie Johnson. And I will start open mic. This is one that I wrote. There's a place, Tongue and Groove. I don't know if anybody's been to Tongue and Groove on Sundays, second Sundays. It's a great location to do open mic. And every time you do something that's new, you say, I'm doing new stuff, and they go, new shit. So I'm doing something new. And I'll say, thank you. Thank you. You got it. You got it. So make sure if you guys are just coming in, the sign up is over there. I'll start with this one. This one's called One Night at Sawmill and Lead Mine Roads. I kicked my sandal across the patio. I was tapping my leg to rid it of the cramp obtained from sitting. My toe hooked the unfooted shoe and sailed it to the sky. No one noticed, I convinced myself, at the bottle shop's picnic table front, not really a front porch, but that concrete area poured to the door of a store entrance in a suburban strip mall, made cool by the vibrant Mexican restaurant with mariachi music and Day of the Dead string music, and the community theater spilling out its ethnically diverse cast of audience. Black-clad stage managers and production assistants mixed with the arts supporters and between-show actors. Reviewers and podcast producers, friends and family at a preview showing of a local writer's work, thought-provoking and timely. My leg had cramped among all this talent, and I walked out into the warm September air to stamp it out so I could return to offer my accolades without a grimace. Instead, I kicked my sandal to the sky. Yeah. So we're going to do 3 poems each, or 5 minutes if you're a prose, spoken word type of poet. If you go a little bit over, nobody's got the timer. We're trying to take a break about 8 o'clock, if 8 somewhere at the end of the first round, and if there's not too many people and we have time, we'll do another round with one poem. So, now this one I'm going to give myself a little pat on the back. And I might have talked about this before, but I see a lot of new faces, so I can tell you this. So I entered a poem into the senior games. Surprise, surprise, it's just not about running. It also has literary arts. And I won the poetry division. Yay. So that was back in March. That was the local one. So I won the first prize, and then there was the second prize, but there was no third prize. So that means there were only 2 poems. So I was not totally psyched and jazzed that I had done something great. But then I entered it into the senior games statewide, and it won first place too. So, yay. There were more than 3 poems, though, yeah. So this is that poem. I probably have read this before, so this is old shit. Old shit. This is called Spring Came Regardless. I'm digging in soil right now, planting plants I bought months ago. Months ago, when I had enthusiasms for spring, I bought plants with my granddaughter. On a sunny day in March, she picked out the prettiest ones, not suited for my sandy soiled landscape of no sun. But we bought them, brought them home, placed them near a bright window per the gardener's instructions, waiting for the warmth. But then it got cold. Then I went on a cruise. Then I said, hell, they're going to die anyway. And then they didn't. So I'm planting them, bless their little green hearts, well into spring, nearly summer, in my sunless, sandy patio garden. There's a bird nest in one of my pots. Spring came regardless. So I noticed I kind of write the same type of poem, so I tried something different. This one's called Competition for a Heart. Competition for a heart, she made her way down the hall, checking doors and windows to be sure no one gets inside. Stuffing her hands deep into her pockets, avoiding touch and caresses, marking heel scuffs on the floor, pigment from her fingers, she lifted her hands to pray. Competition for love keeps the sunlight out. Drapes of heavy damask mask the need inside. Drawn and pulled with her purring hands, she cried into the fabric. Competition for her heart has long passed. She breaks the brocade and peeks out. Happy couples coupled by their limbs, intertwined in soft procession, gone for her now, gone. That's great, thank you. So, yeah, I'll find out who's the next person, because I don't have to cheat with them. Some things are done sooner, it's not very helpful. Nikki's here. Cool. Is it too loud?
Hello. Is it too loud? No, okay. Good evening. I'm Nikki. Got a couple for this evening. The first one, Leaves in the Wind, for autumn. A murder of crows, a gaggle of geese, the autumn flocks gather and flee. From the coming chill in the winter knows. The gray sky and bare trees reach towards each other to soon snuggle in the white cover of their frosty embrace, squeeze. The air, thin, dry, and cold, blows dry fallen leaves. They twist and spin as the wind breathes, blowing around until the leaves catch and hold. The wind blows, but the leaves cling to stick and stay through the winter snows, making a leafy blanket under the shrub boughs, breaking down through winter and spring, growth initiated. This is a creepy little Halloween poem that haunted me for years until I finally finished it. So this is the end and a new beginning. The pain in the end is our last, final chance. When skeletons creep out of the closet to dance, around and around they go. They circle through life, but what do they know? They fly like buzzards at midday, watching, waiting to rip the soul away. Try to run if you can. Try to hide. But when it's done, you will know you've died. Now, start again, fresh and clean. Refreshed, renewed, and strengthened from all that you have seen. The tears now dried from all the years you've cried. And know I am your guide.
I made this little fancy thing. So I think I do have like a light up here, but there's enough light probably. But if anybody needs extra light, I got this fancy little light thing, dollar store. For the list right here. But the next person is going to be John Johnson. Right, must be my brother. And then Rick is after him. So, cool.
I could raise this at all.
Yes, absolutely.
Hey guys, I've never done this before. Not even my bedroom. This first one's called Pencil, or Blue Dot. I don't know how you make poems. She's a small scar on her face, a blue dot from a boy with a pencil. In grade school, an inflicting pain meant love, when intent was hardly questioned, malice unrecognizable. Consent was a foreign language nobody spoke. Because when a boy loves and doesn't know how to express it, any emotion feels like a hurricane. And the wind rushing through feels like power, and power must be good. Superheroes have power. And your uncle that gave you a sip of beer when your dad wasn't looking. And that hurricane whips up and she smiles. What your uncle should have taught you was how to calm that storm, instead of laughing when you gagged on molten ice. Now she has a small scar on her face, a blue dot from a boy with a pencil, and you should have said hello. Oof. I gotta learn to print these things out. Okay. This one's called Puzzle. If it were true that one person completed another, what would we do next? Would we ever fight? Or spend a Saturday morning tucked under the covers, pushing back the day for as long as we can? Would we hang another picture on the wall or pour that second cup of coffee? Would we change if we were complete? I don't think you are the final piece. No, you are a center-left part of an already started jigsaw puzzle. One that sits on my kitchen table with finished edges. I started it when I was younger and with that redheaded in college. Found a bit of a flower once. I'm certain there's at least one cat. A bright yellow taxi cab floats in the middle, detached. Between the finished edge and the bright yellow taxi, and after a number of wrong tries, one piece that I swore was cut wrong and another redhead, is you. The piece that connects. Far from done, but at last, a sigh of relief that I found one piece that lets me stand back, stable, and with a clear view. Between the finished edge and the bright yellow taxi, a center-left part of an already started jigsaw puzzle, and at least one cat. This is called A Very Serious God. I lost my mother to cancer about 5 years ago, and I was recently diagnosed with cancer about 3 months ago. And it's kind of kicked off a bit of newness in my life, believe it or not. And I've been spending a lot of time kind of processing death and then potential. This is written to my mother and her very serious God. Mother prayed to a very serious God. He ran a tight ship, and he was absolutely a he. No room for color, simple, strict. She believed as quickly as the littlest sin falls from our lips, the safety of his arms, the very thing we were promised for our obedience, for our fear, was taken away. If an idea crept into my head, even a small sliver of a thing, the neighbor girl laying out in the sun, she wept and begged for salvation, prayed for her son, worried until I repented. We sat at a table after the birth of my first son, a tree planted a few weeks before the wedding, with his mom's nose in my eyes, knowing nothing of this very serious God. And with a mimosa in her hand, she demanded repentance. That when we meet this very serious God, we could walk into whatever version of eternity existed. I know why she feared death at the end. Her life was full of apologies to a very serious God, and maybe, just maybe, she had missed one.
For the first time, John, that was amazing. So we have Rick next. So, I mean, it's a good point about, do you read it off your phone or do you read it off a piece of paper? I find that with a piece of paper, a lot of people end up like this, so, the phone is actually really,
Better lighting, too.
yeah, but it's true, yeah, so, yeah, exactly, you can read it, and as you get older, that's important. Rick, I think, is next, and then after that, I think is, we got Rick, Nick, who is this? Rick, Nick, Nikki, Nick?
Rick, Nick, and Ryan.
So I brought two books with me. I'll read one poem from each one. If you want a book or you just want to look at one, stop by. This first book was just published a month ago. It's called Lorca's Grave. It's Federico Garcia Lorca was a Spanish poet. Oh, I should be talking more. He was a Spanish poet, and he was at age 38. The Spanish Civil War started in 1936, and a fascist firing squad killed him with a bunch of other people, threw them into an unmarked grave. And this poem is called Civil War. Civil war rages in each of us, our better natures versus our worse, arising from our fear of freedom, the security of censorship, the burden of liberty like vigilant responsibility, the lure of dictatorship, the ease of living in perpetual immaturity. The siren song of order constantly beckons, calling us to crash lockstep upon the fascist rocks. Deserts devoid of growth or love, snuffing out creativity and life, crushing the gentle souls among us, all traceable to our surrender to the menacing authoritarian voice within us. And so the poet who sees deepest is rooted out quickest before he can infect the masses with his utopian visions, slay their despair, ease their burdens, restore their hopes, unleash their dreams. He is unceremoniously marched by faceless uniformed men and women toward a summary hearing, secret trial, full of innuendo and vituperation, meant not to deliver justice, but to heap upon him humiliation. Yet his shining light cannot be extinguished even by his own annihilation. And his luminescent soul cannot be dimmed, nor can his character be impugned, regardless of the insinuations. For as pigs play with pigs and slugs squirm with slugs, weighed down by the projections of self-hate and unconscious terror, the poet floats above, stateless, ageless, timeless, guileless. A creator of beauty, an excavator of truth, a healer of fear, a harbinger of love. Soon he is taken to an isolated place, hidden from the sight of the dumb but wise masses. And there he is beaten and shot by his accusers. He slumps in a heap, and his empty shell is dragged to the woods where a shallow, unmarked grave awaits. But his canine executioners have made a mistake, thinking his truth has died with him. For his truth does not lie within him, but is everywhere always, searching out new avenues of expression, like seeds scattered in the four directions, some crushed underfoot, but many falling on fertile soil, until truth and beauty are blooming anew. Truth suppressed is truth soon resurrected 100-fold. Seeds fall everywhere, even on the poet's own grave, prefiguring a fitting memorial bouquet. and seeds fall too on the graves of his oppressors, soon sprouting beautiful flowers as the poet's final gesture of his most merciful love. Now this one, is it going to be a problem? If it's a problem to move the camera, don't move it. You can just get my voice. But I want to walk over by that skeleton. And you'll see why in a moment. So this is a kind of a tribute to my love of jazz and love.
Testing.
Oh, it could be tricky.
Okay.
Do you need it for your camera?
No.
Oh, I can talk about it. Only because it's trying to determine. Okay, this is called Blow Man Blow. Smooth and soulful, the serpentine solo slides out of the hole of the sax man's sax. It slithers on over like a sensuous lover under the covers and melts my earwax. Where do you get those vibrations, those musical gyrations, lip machinations, hand strangulations, sex, sax, masturbations? Why doesn't he cut his fingers on an axe, man? What's his history? It's all a mystery, so why ask, man? Who, what, when, where, and why don't satisfy like a sax can. Pow, 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 feed my habit. Wow, 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 I've got to have it. Now, reach up and grab it. Sax to the max, blast after blast. It's my drug of choice. My narcotic of noise. One of my favorite joys. My jump into the void. So blow man blow, no man can go man go like you can. Oh, what a show, man. Now, nice and slow, man. I give all the world's dough, man, to blow like you go. I'm flying high, dying to die. It's got to be a lie. No shit, what a trip. You're going to make me cry. Hoo, 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 I'm shot down bleeding. My existence receding into the distant past. Who cares? Nothing lasts. Life's just one fucking blast from a sax man's sax. So blow your axe, man, or you still got some gas, man. Swing off your ass till the blues make you laugh, man. Because life goes by fast, man. Blow, man, blow. Yeah. Yeah, it seemed to fit.
Thank you. That was great.
So I've got a couple of poems. This one is new.
New shit!
Yeah, so moved into a new place, got a roommate. This one is called Let Me Clean Your Lid Before I Use Our Dryer. Roommate, oh roommate, what can I say to thee? Let me clean your lid out of the lid filter in our shared dryer. Let me take out the garbage and remove your meat garbage from our kitchen, which had been smelling up the pantry. Roommate, oh roommate, let me clean the scum out of our toilet in our shared half bathroom off our shared kitchen. Roommate, oh roommate, let me clean up all of your small messes that really do not amount to much. You see, dear reader, I live in a rented room in a shared townhouse. I have 2 roommates. All of us are boys. Each of us has our own room with our own private bathroom. I am not currently attending college. My living arrangement in this new townhouse rental seems ideal for college students. They would be sharing private rental housing while they're in college before they landed their professional jobs and their chosen careers and purchased their first home upon graduation. No, none of us living in this shared townhouse are in college. One is college age. He's either 20 years old or 26, I'm not sure which. We have not spoken about this in depth. He works as a private contractor. That's right. The other 2 of us roommates are not so much college days as just simply middle-aged. We're both in our 50s. To be frank, my roommate is in his early 50s and I am now in my mid-50s. Neither of us is sure whether we're getting the downslope on the over-the-hill metaphor For the rest of our lives, the hill only goes downhill from here, and they do not give you the option of going backwards, i.e. growing younger in this game called life. This roommate and I are not sure if we're on the downhill slope of life or whether we are supposed to be in our primes. We should be in the primes of our careers, the primes of our lives. Live it while you have it. Viva la vida, carpe diem. While neither of us is rich, we do have it nice here. This new townhouse is the ideal rental for all three of us roommates, as a matter of fact. The two of us roommates in our 50s are doing just fine here together, yet separate, sharing moments together, such as watching sports on television or seeing each other too many times while eating somewhat together at coincidental meal times for both of us. None of us owns our housing, we rent. In addition, we went with roommates to bring down the cost even more while renting. It is not low-income housing, but it is not particularly extravagant either. It is nice, it is new, and it is ideal. While all three of us cohabitate pretty well together, we are intimate in ways not entirely anticipated nor unexpected. While all three of us are generally clean and good to live with, so there are those little personal messes to clean that we might not otherwise wish to deal with. All in all, I guess it just comes down to living the ultimate roommate rental experience. I mean, wow, that sure is something, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, and I've got a book out from a couple of years ago, but they're still, relevant and current. It's called From the Streets to the Friendly Skies and Everything in Between, $15 for sale back there. I'm going to read a poem out of this. This is more seasonal, I guess. It's called New York October. There's something about the crowds. New York in October, sun on a fall day. The air is crisp, long sleeves are the order of the day. West Midtown on a Sunday afternoon. Shopping and tourism are all the rage. I'm sitting in a Starbucks, commercialist freak that I am, and looking out the tall windows at the pedestrians and yellow cabs and tour buses and cars passing by outside. Maybe there is no point in life, but just sit back and enjoy this moment. Take a sip of your medium-sized grande Pike Place roast brewed coffee in your paper cup. Take in the ambience of this busy, relaxed afternoon. And the last one takes us to Charlotte a couple of years ago. This one's called, and a dog, a family dog who has passed away, but this kind of is in memory of the family dog. Anyway, it's called King of the Cold Light Rain. The mud poses no obstacle for my dog. Although I'm holed up inside where it is warm and dry, my dog is outside romping and rollicking around in the cold, wet mud and the puddles and the light rain. It is still morning after all, light outside, and there may be small, furry creatures scampering about out there somewhere, up in the tree perhaps above the wet ground, where my dog looks up and barks away, barking in rapid succession, totally unfazed by this cold, dreary February morning. The backyard is his. Rain or no rain, the yard belongs to the dog. His name is Remus, and the yard belongs to him. King of the light rain, the wet earth his paws sink into a little. This king, Remus the dog, allows no small furry creature any leave to live, none whatsoever, unless it can escape and elude Remus's early morning doggy wrath, unless it can hide and freeze up there in the branches, safely out of reach, or unless it can scamper quickly down a branch and jump to another, much to the chagrin of my dog. Then the small creature may live. Not, however, if it were up to him, the dog, Remus. Remus, that is, king of the yard, king of the morning, king of the cold light rain, and all that mud and all those puddles. Thank you.
So, do you want to do this? Do you Nick next? No, Ryan next? And then I apologize for getting those. And the next person? I realize everybody's getting a little chilly, so Ryan, yes, it is. Sorry about that.
Hello.
Hello.
Recently started writing poetry, so this is all within the last year. This first one is named after my oldest daughter. It's called Anya. The one I call first, she's about 5'6" now, strong, courageous, proud. She and I are first. She the firstborn, I as dad, first together. She first to walk, I first to say daughter, she first to like boys. I first to shed tears, she first to call me daddy, I first to upset. For all 13 years, you and I are still first together. The one I call first, today is your special day, happy birthday. This one's from college, so it's an acrostic called the Chemistry Lab. To think about failure hits me in the chest like losing your breath, engulfed with struggle and panic. Cautiously, I sit at the computer ready to type in the answer. Hitting each button with caution, exactness is required for each entry. Managing to be composed and not lose it feels impossible. I failed with four incorrect submissions last time. Stranded, I find myself feeling the weight of an inevitable failure. Try again, it reads across the screen. Repeat you may only a few more times. Yelling at the screen, lost is the dream to be like the man. Acceptance, and now breathless, I have broken a promise to heal him. This one comes from a friend that I wrote in relation to if my inner voice had ever lied to me. We had a discussion about whether or not, our inner voices had ever lied to ourselves. It does not, and it's called Does It Still Sting? We come from different worlds that aren't equal, see lies are only told if the voice is evil. Another world not too dissimilar, at least a perspective not too unfamiliar. The question I struggle with is if an evil voice brings me to the edge of the cliff. Who could this voice be, has me thinking? The light of Christ to do good has me be thinking. I fear the voice can only be one of four. Maybe it's the Holy Ghost who will never roar. Or worse, the voice of me, a natural man. Or worst would be the voice of the first fallen man. He is slowly binding me unto death, squeezing those like me who come to the edge for breath. But on the ledge, I feel so loved, alive. I feel aware, no longer longing to survive. On the ledge, I was told I would lose it, family, myself, all, but now I feel I found it. High in the night sky are guiding stars, pulling me forward, lighting the way, healing scars. This cannot be evil to feel present. Voices developed from wounds don't feel pleasant. Not evil to want to hold my kids, hold them, now I can yield to their many bids. It sometimes stings, trapped in rhythm and rhyme, so I'm choosing to be present and free. Reaching, walking to the cliff of my longing to be able to take more of these moments. I close my eyes and what do I see? I see my wife, I see my kids. I hush the voices and what do I hear? The songs of 100 birds, the song of an identity lost to trauma. How can this be evil? I do not know if I know of my voice lying to me because I don't know who the voice is, but I know it is me.
I know we have a few new people. That was your first time doing open mic? Was that? I said, yay! We got a couple of new people, so I think this place is really a good mix of people that have done it before and people that have never done it. So yes, please come back and do some more. So we have college, I think, your name, and then after that,
called Colors. I do not view the world in color. I process my environment through a very dark lens. When I write, excuse me, I write as if I've had a glimpse of a rainbow and I yearn for the passing of clear skies. As if Petrichoi's ascent, she emits to signal her return, and the sound of thunder is her way of saying goodbye. Our world is very dark, yet I hold on to a colorful moment inside of my mind, and I love the taste of the rain. It's how I access my memory to the spectrum of light. Each drop a reminder of how beautiful things are inherently disguised. I long for something I cannot chase. So instead, I patiently wait for each incoming storm to bring a second of color back into my life.
Awesome.
I'm really nervous.
No. Shake it. Just shake it.
This
Yeah.
is the one I wrote for my girlfriend, right? So it's called For Sonya. She's the light at the end of the tunnel I need to chase. As long as she's standing at the edge of darkness, it's worth it. She is the tenderness that is tethered to fate. If I try to run, I'll be running in place, and Lord knows she's worth it. Sorry. So I claw my way up that chasm for what it seems a higher purpose. I have hope that someday the darkness in me would change, and being without the dark would instinctually make me nervous. I guess even the devil has its saving grace, and Lord knows she's worth it. I never imagined at the end of the abyss it'd be her face. And although these eyes will burn as they adjust to the light, I will crawl out of hiding to be with her on the surface. He's called An Artist for a Day. I took on a hobby and started to sketch. Horrible depictions of hands and boundless cheating. It was frustrating, so I asked you to model, and you sat there patiently waiting, believing I would be the next Da Vinci. I knew every wrinkle and blemish on your skin, the masterpiece of your eyes I took pride in recreating. How to properly praise your brows, the feminine structure of your jaw, and those cheeks that left your beautiful smile in place. Your ears were the perfect shape. Not too big, neither too small. Your hair nearly black, complementing the dark features of your face. I have traced my fingers along every crevice of your body, no surface untouched, as if I understood exactly how you were made, how you were painted by God. In that moment, you were fine art on display. The galleries of my mind are filled with your face, so because of you, I was an artist for a day.
That was beautiful. Absolutely. And you have to understand that we're all nervous. I'm really nervous too. I couldn't pronounce your name. I am feeling shame because of that. We all get nervous. It's like, but then eventually it all, if you have that nerves, please come back again. I thought about that the other day. I thought about when you come to an event. I mean, I go to plays all the time. I still feel nervous just even going to the play. And I took my granddaughter to a play, and she was like, so nervous. She was like, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? So I think you all have such courage to come here tonight, and I really appreciate that. So I give you all self. And so then we Mark and Ezekeil. I know how to pronounce that because it's a family name. So Mark is next, and give us a little bit of, who you are, if you want, if you have some gigs that you're promoting or things like that, please. And if you haven't signed up yet, we still have the list is still open, so make sure you sign up. Put the mic where you need it there, so aimed at your chest. I'm so short.
Good evening. Good evening. Welcome back, Debbie.
Thank you. I know.
It's not lost on me that the last time that you were not here hosting, the speaker went out.
Oh.
So, thank you for being here.
I forgot to tell him to plug it in, probably.
So it recently occurred to me, I highly recommend going to as many open mics as you can. My wife and I have been attending them. and we met a cool person, an artist, a dancer, who may or may not be here tonight, somewhere in the crowd. So Maggie, if you're listening, I hope you enjoy what you hear. This first one, congratulations with reservations. What do you tell a chain-smoking singer after their swan song's been sung, or an arthritic carpenter when their last splintery cherry construction is done? An exhausting guest who's completely, indiscreetly overstayed their fun. How do you convince a long-winded writer to reach the illusion of a conclusion and wrap up their rhythmic run, when their slow-going but growing, poetic, kinetic, balletic, frenetic wordplay is on ironical display? The dog of the rhymes is finally having his free-flowing, no sign of slowing, fucking day. And the persuasive sway of their poem has just begun. Thank you. As it is the season for Halloween, by the way, Halloween is when my wife and I got married 4 years ago. So I had to do something special. Thank you. So this is a Halloween poem, and it's fresh, very freshly written. Bleeding pumpkin spice, an unholy trinity, these carved, scarred three. When choosing lit doors on which to knock, sidestep those 3 porches guarded by glowing gargoyles farther up the block. Bypass the cul-de-sac, taunt not those foreseen, though oddly unseen, dark harvest forces that bide their time, till it is time to reap. Keep those peepers as peeled as the browless, lidless, lashless eyes of glowing, scraped, hollow, scooped, burning alive, orange orb offerings atop a dying, dwindling number of weathered window sills, ramshackle rooftops, and pried up, picked over, poorly treated porches. Scan the orchard grass for those or that which stalk the corn stalks. Accelerate your gait, lest you greet an untimely, unnatural, supernatural fate. Said forces taint with rich red paint the edges and handles of weary, worn sickles, scythes, splitting axes, as they slash the stalks, slice through thicket, slit sacrificial throats, and limbs cleave, staining each wearer's false sweater's weave. With a pronounced pep in your step, sidestep those 3 wicked waxen homes, doors adorned with thorn-encrusted wreaths, porches partially visible, lit by but one red bulb. Here, inside lights never flicker, no laughter of amused children echoes, neither rattle nor buzz from lawn critters occupies such stale air, unmoved, unmixed by a scarcity of wind, lacking the seasonal gusto of autumnal flare. A lone mischievous draft dances, darts, whistles through the thick-barked, gnarled sentinels, their blanketing canopy concealing Celtic crimes. The peepers of passerby aren't meant to see. No limbs sway, stems don't bend, break, nor does the forsaken foliage flutter or fall. There are no crisp, brown-bound, blood-red oak or sugar maple leaves scattered in a state of sprawl. These wicker shanties sit, suspiciously low-lit, 3 stolen pumpkins, scooped, scarred, carved into a grimaced, lopsided grin by the unfocused hands of children. Stubborn, still, open, wick-dipped, wax-fueled flames precariously placed inside. Burn alive Jack and his lanterns, insides, from its waxy, brainless, seedless skull. Silently, frightfully, lifelessly, publicly, not privately, left sliced up, bleeding pumpkin spice, for every passerby to see. These hollowed, cleaved, grinning, stolen, prize-winning, rotting, burning, earless, tasteless, tangerine skulls stare out from the porch up to the giant, eerily silent canopy. Each sits motionless, compliantly, with strained seasonal smiles, human-like, yet otherworldly, watching the fabric and plastic witches, werewolves, wendigos pass on by so curiously. Though the ritualistic carving took place privately, these hollow-headed three appease dark divinity, display pagan pageantry, serving an unseen, unholy trinity, a warmly glowing inside showing, pumpkin blood spice flowing, forever seen, never knowing, its pilfered seeds elsewhere sowing, effigy on display. Their life station, mere decoration, for all tricksters to trick and creeping treaters to see, underneath the dying canopy of some strange tree, where lifeless leaves dangle, but are not allowed to break off, fall down, or its dark, gnarled grip flee. Thank you. So I heard at an open mic recently that it's very hard to write about things that are close or personal to you. So as a poet, I imagine you can relate. It's extremely difficult to write about poetry. At least I think so. So I started writing about the concept of if poetry is dead or not, and I was somehow able to articulate a dig at Taylor Swift in the process. So I apologize in advance for any Swifties. This is called the Undead Poetry Compartment. Poetry is not dead. It's spray-painted on once pristine walls, etched into rusted fences, carved confessions, secrets entrusted, and rustic picnic benches, permanently marked on metal doors of unkept stalls, and to the trained ear you can hear it, furtively whispered while walking halls. Poetry is mistaken for dead, and though its reputation is sometimes forsaken, the essence of its daily creation remains unshaken. For it is not dead, but roams around our listless minds, reciting babbling nursery rhymes, less for the nursery, more for their rhymes. Briefly, we walk the beat of Solomon fucking Grundy, as though the undead. From embryonic muses to written words, that leaning proclivity of our creativity chooses between which words discarded and which are so entangled, tied to emotion, they're too closely guarded. But throughout our own grammatical abuses and sentimental excuses, the unread space between the lines dictates which rhyme scheme each poet uses. Poetry is not voiceless. Its perspective, position, is sometimes simply silenced. Despite screaming till its face grows red, its power closeted, it can't possibly meet the metaphorical definition of dead. For those two pesky letters, U and N, that come before the word dead, before the allegorical autopsy even did begin. Let's agree on the present state of poetry. Not fully alive, categorically not dead. Lying somewhere between at the end of being on the mend, convalescing in the recycled sheets of its closed diary bed. But lately it seems alive again. For every hot shit songwriter, masquerading as some tortured muse, without the wisdom, depth, or prism to see the vastness of a worldly department, rather the carpal tunnel vision of sophomoric heartbreak in a cramped compartment, who can't just sing and stop, but proceeds to push their views. But their tame art is too lost in pop to know or sing true blues. But the sold-out tour, the widespread begging for a prolonged encore, confirms that poetry is not dead, simply bruised, misused, abused, and sore. This timeless form is doing well, for the shift to folksy, artsy, alternative pop pomposity swift verbosity, with trending velocity, sure as shit will cheap seats fill and steep souvenirs sell. The music of poetry can swallow like a sonorous tonic when well-written words wed a charming melody with voiced vowels harmonic. How can a creatively life-changing force be dead when so many of its words are still sung, read, reread, and at open mic nights, masterfully said? Every screenplay that had its day 50 years ago, now 5 decades gone, those movies still show. The brilliant burning of those screenplays, spoken on screen, still glow. Whether Frost's Fire and Ice brief or Alfred Lord Tennyson long, if you obsess over the form, the flow, the length, you'll miss the melody of the a cappella song. This medium is not entombed, but unburied, a fevered form, fanatical, on sabbatical. Poetic license lets me believe this healing and appealing, not double-dealing medium is breathing, snoring, miles above some dreamscape cloud soaring, not dead as the laughter to an ill-timed joke, momentum of a wheel with a broken spoke, a fulfilling dream or chilling nightmare once awoke. Dear poet, it is I, poetry. It has been written that you've been writing about me. Clever metaphorical allusions displayed, searching for, trying to revive me. Allow this strange soliloquy to inject this piece with clarity. I am not dead, but in the dead space between the lines unread. I have risen, resurrected, my current state undead. I've been rather busy brainstorming in my not closed but ajar diary bed, on the edge of the ledge of creation, where raw sensation meets refined dictation, somewhere between a cheap cat nap and a deep vat sleep instead, where a million bewitching rhymes run rampantly inside my head, and those frenzied thoughts in elegant development will so soon be eloquently read. Thank you.
Mark had failed to tell everybody he has a podcast, so he's got some cards up there, so if you want to listen to it. False Prophet, is that, I forget how you have your podcast listed, so you might have to remind us.
Oh, that's fine. It's 2 words. It's Chemo Hawk Sessions. Chemo Hawk, like Chemo Hawk, one word, and then Sessions. And it's on all podcasting platforms.
So, yeah, if you guys have anything that you want to promote, please, we are here to do that. So Ezekeil looks like he's getting ready. He's got to just check it out. So, and then after that, I think Joe, and then Anita. And if anybody has not signed up, let me know. I see somebody scurrying over there to maybe put their name on the thing.
No.
I might. I was trying. But, you know, we're going to take a short break after Anita, unless somebody else comes up. And we'll come back and do like one poem each, because we have the room until 9. In fact, we really can have it as long as we want to. Trying to get her to do it.
Hi, I'm Ezekeil. I do poems sometimes. I don't have anything to plug, but if you want to follow me, I look like this. I'll do this first one. This one seemed really timely. Today's the 16th, tomorrow's the 17th. This is a poem labeled October 17th. I wrote it last year about the changing of the seasons and how time moves. So it's called October 17th. When you wake with your mirror present, do you forget to wish yourself a good day? Last time you forgot it was 11:50 on a Friday. You told yourself 10 minutes to Saturday. You told yourself 10 minutes till the credits roll. And when you remembered good night, your shadow forgot good day. When you wake with your mug in your hand, you forget the leaves fall with only as much desperation as you give them. Last time you forgot it was the 10th. You told yourself 7 days to go, and the leaves waited with arrested breath 8. Your week had wet your boots. The 18th was dry with leaves and forgotten friends. When you wake with that cold steel thought pushed against your neck, do you forget the fiery ink you once branded yourself with? Last time you forgot it was August, you told yourself tomorrow, and as your scab grew cold, so did the bones you wear. Now, October's empty pages tell you, go back to sleep, there's always November. This is a poem. I often feel like poets are a little dissatisfied, and that's why they write. Maybe that's just me projecting. So this is a poem. This is called The Hole in My Chest is a Man of Few Words, but it sure likes to yap.
Good name.
If I spill all my ink, type all my words, bleed all the lines dry, will it be enough? I've taken Myers-Briggs, Enneagram, and the Pottermore sorting hat quiz 23 times tonight. It is not enough. Poets cannot distinguish between restlessness. We pour it over our heads, it hardens over our eyes like wax, and we write about the remainder. It is not enough. I ask the hole beneath my lungs if it knows who I am. It sputters with blood and air, a deafening lack of an answer. It is not enough. I recently took my bike to get fixed. I ride my bike a lot. I ride my bike to work. It's pretty important that I have my bike. I took it to get fixed, and I had to walk with my 10-pound bike lock. I live downtown. I had to walk with it all the way back to my apartment. And so this is called, seems a little heavy-handed. I'm walking home from the shops with my bike chain around my neck. I would have seen this as a metaphor a year ago, an analogy for my bindings in life, my duty to carry. It's like that time I lost circulation in both my hands from the wooden beam strung across my neck and arms like a cross. The kind I didn't know I was supposed to put down until someone told me to. I hold things for people, for myself. They lay on my shoulders. I'm a beast of burden who doesn't know when to put it down, who doesn't understand when the analogy is over.
I love this man. I saw him recently do Othello, and I was blown away. So it's just a table read, so keep an eye out for that. Thank you. Go Reese.
I love you too. God, y'all are beautiful. I love poets. All right. Sometimes I am so practiced at silence, my voice becomes a borrowed suit, ill-fitting and stiff, words cumbersome and not broken in, hiding my shame, inadequate, or adequate but inaccurate. It won't let me tell you how sad I get, disconnected, disembodied, like security cam footage on an acid trip. I'm glad it's just sometimes. It comes and goes, like a little black bankrupt wedge on a wheel designed for fortunes, one of many to juxtapose the things you can gain against the loss of all that you own. We can all agree it feels like it comes around way more often than it should. Like today was a day for tears. Why do I feel like I'm cutting onions when I'm only washing dishes? I cry at the TV and my kids look at me suspicious. It's okay, Daddy, this is just a show. Why did it make you sad? And I say I don't know, but it might have to do with the pressure of more black bodies in the streets, more hate crime in the clubs, more death dancing down the clearance aisle, more humans sacrificing humanity for silence in the name of peace. Some days I feel like a stiletto heel on a combat boot, pocking the face of all this injustice with my fabulous rage. And sometimes I become aware of the bars of my cage and I'm just a wad of sweaty tears. Too scared to break free, too bloodthirsty to walk in the daylight, but the darkness holds too many hungry shadows, consuming themselves and fleeing from themselves. The chaos boils over like turkey fryer gone nuclear, and then nothing. When a star collapses in brilliant supernova, it creates a black hole, an abyss that takes everything in and nothing out. A black hole sounds like I'm fine when it really means I don't want to talk about it. A black hole feels like a smile you wish was genuine. It tastes like tongues as they carry your words back down your throat. Sometimes I'm just a black hole remembering what it was once like to be a star, looking for a light I can't consume, and on those days give me poetry. Pump it through my veins to warm my heart, CPR me with the breath of poetry and fill my lungs with the history of everything that humanity has ever been passionate about. Teach me to breathe again. And maybe next time I can breathe life back into you, and that's what it's all about. Community and reciprocity. Dance to the same music, so I owe you my life, and poetry is the only way I know to give it to you and keep it for myself. I know what it's like to have a poet's words pry the noose from my neck. I've felt wings form on my flailing body made of shared experience rendered beautifully. You humble poet. I can't let you leave this world until you know that the secret you share publicly, that simple truth strained through your chosen syllables, built the ladder that let me climb out of an early grave. So when I say I owe you my life, it means I owe you my words. Look at a person like you look at a puzzle for the picture, and you can miss the cracks. To know how whole the puzzle is, try to take it into your arms. Waltz with it, dip deeply, take it by the hand and run away with it. Watch it crumble. We are all beautiful while the pieces fit, with disjointure rivering our perfect parts. But when you move us, we become a pile of ourselves, a mess to clutter our homes with. Sorting, searching, rebuilding, such is the business of life. Turn the pieces upward. Be patient. Will show itself. I'm going to do one more. This one's a little bit of a tone shift, so sorry, I guess. It's called Forbidden Crush. I could hang a gallery of you. Drink you with my eyes, pick out my favorite brush strokes and marvel at light and shadow, follow the lines and curves and gently varied hues of skin and hair, focus on a single detail until the story of your body is in my head to be told like a fairy tale at bedtime. I could plant a garden of you, walk among your tendrils in the warmth of spring, tickle your vines with gentle fingers, take your perfume into my nose, pluck your ripe pink fruit, taste your sticky sweetness, let it roll down my chin and smile at the freedom of it. I could make a museum of you, all your little histories laid bare, all your stories and lies, the many, many miracles of you stretched out for appropriate awe, interactive and absorbing, arranged to dazzle the dumbstruck mass. I could read a library of you and bask in your multitudes, pine on your poetry, your perfect diction, your language of love and learning, consume every volume of your beautiful imagery and infinite imagination, and highlight your wicked humor as it leaps from your page to pull inappropriate giggles unbidden from my throat. To keep your perfect perched behind my eyes, to keep your taste on my tongue, your imagined breath on my neck, your heat pressed against me, to have your eyes to swim in, your lips to fit to mine, to feel your movements in the darkness, your stillness in my chest. Closing my eyes, I see the red and blue glow from your bedroom, the fantasy lights, your candy skin. I see you touch the places that I want to touch, with lips and tongue. Your fingers taking my place, those inaccurate placeholders, vicarious drones. They can't know my hunger, they can't match my enthusiasm, they just can't do it like I can. I would sacrifice my tongue to your body's quivers. I wouldn't need it for myself anymore if I could use it for you. Who needs a heartbeat when I have the rhythm that we make together to move my blood through my body? Who needs lungs when I could hover forever on a single breath held back in anticipation of your spasm? I forget my own skin because with you nothing could contain my ecstasy. What bliss to put everything I am into the act of being with you for moments or millennia, to disappear wholly into your warmth and wetness. I could spend my life thanking Aphrodite and Venus for the opportunity to make a memory of your face, an impression of your impact on my mind. I smell your sweetness in that lucky air that you passed through. I see your footprints on my heart. I dance to your heartbeat inside my head where I'm safe to desire you, where I can recognize myself, where the mirror is kind and the floor is beyond our reach. My secret muse, my imagined lover, oblivious to my oblivion, unaware that we are forever, that this connection is infinite, unaware of their own perfection because it lives only in my eyes. I was once clear water, you a drop of red dye. There is no way to remove the touch of you from who I am, tainted by secret desire. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. This is great. Good to see you. Anita, I think you next. Anita's been with us before. That's what I love is when people keep coming back. Thank you, Anita. And then I had one other person signed up afterwards. Did you guys?
Hello.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay. This is called Speak. Speak of sparks, flown of flames, shining bright little orbs, yellowish orange, then white, till cut to black, nothing. Signs of amber, hot and red, almost mad, almost sad, sparks felt, quick, seeming forever, gone in a flash. Sparks bright, beautiful, daring, igniters of change, reminders of dreams. Speak of burnt smoke, clouding light in dark thread, singeing noses with coal. Sparks gray with death, ash, dancing orbs, the loss of matter, bright, mesmerizing warmth. Speak of thunder roaring from the pit, aflame with tongue, voices to words almost lost, bright with strength, full of emotion, red flames. Dark when stilled, awakened anew, yellowish orange orbs, faint yet present, light the spark. Speak, your soul remembers, words inflamed in you. Speak evermore, spark forever. Soul rise, expand, don't die. This one I wrote about going to CAM, and I saw this really beautiful image that just caught me in a very just tragic moment. It's called Her Tear. Hold tear at the bottom of the eyelid, eyes ghostly clear. In her eye, I see me reflected, her gaze unwavering. What happened? Dream smeared paint, made by steady hand. Words fresh as spring, music clear as breath. Nothing. Bound by others' vices, expectations torn within, each breath drowned reaching the surface. Only hands held close, always finding each other, clasped like bars of the prison cell called self. Hunched shoulders close to the ears, arched back, braced for the fall. No call, lost signal. Mind numb, humming static, sharp jagged fear. Her eye caught me, composed and silent. Raging torment made mute, lost daughter. My dreams drowned before the shore, stabbed in embraces of others. Help me. Eye of wonder, eye of truth, infinite youth, you see me.
Shatter together, screaming breathless, pleas on broken knees. Oh child, help me. Please, rip the mask that guards me, molded to skin, pumped with blood, formed by born, not me. Alas, you see me. I see within the face of a child, held breathing, frozen in the arms of her mother, looking at me, cold and white, never flinching. And then this one is called Static. The sun is out, beautiful, boundless, cupped by fluffy orbs of white, clouds so juicy you could pick them. I stopped, each step hanging on a thread so faint I could fall over, topple. Down, murky static, the scars, the green grass, so lush. Are you dreaming? The wind is slight, rustling leaves still on branches. I feign joy, static louder. Brother, it whispers, lying frozen in a green casket, pale and decaying, leaving thread cut short. Is it true? Static breaks, his laughter ringing, loud in ears, tears form, stark notes seen, but heartfelt. The sun beams too bright, too sick, you waver. A lone crow breaks the scene, cod sings. The leaves rattle again, child plays, static recedes, I proceed. Down onto the grass, too green, too moist, too real. Are you dreaming? Is he really gone?
Ardria, see, pronouncing names.
You can't even pronounce. Adria.
Oh, yeah.
There you go, sweetie. And then after that, Sonya and those two. We may. They always come in late, so I always said those two. We may or may not have time for a second round, but stick around. We'll see what happens. So.
I have one poem and it's called Baylor Deadway at Anchor. And it's about when I was in England. When I was there, I fell asleep to my friend's screams from the basement. A lullaby that they were still alive. Mixed cacophony. Hearing their pain, wishing them free. One day in the basement, we locked eyes, momentarily. It was faster than one beat of a hummingbird's wings, yet with their eyes on us, a century. If they caught us, we would both be in place. Survival instincts heavier than heart, my feet were led, but I was forced to walk. From the laundry room to the stairs, 12 kids' feet shuffling. I still loved you when I turned back. We all still loved you. Climbing the stairs to a cult-like community. Someone just talk to me. Someone, please, look at me. Repeated pleas to closed ears, silent faces, mouths stitched shut with community thread, knowledge that words were not meant for the dead. But your screams proved your existence. They demanded you be known. When the basement door closed shut, we still heard you. I still felt your eager eyes resting on mine. How could anyone forget? I saw you, I love you, I know you exist. One glance could not erase the pain, this memory running through shared veins, and I'm so sorry, but I promise you this. We saw you, we love you, we know you exist. When you're on safety, you're in the basement for a minimum of 3 days. A jury of 13 to 18-year-olds decide your fate. Some having to stay more than weeks, a mattress in the living room for all to see, non-verbal and verbal communication of privilege, quick eye contact, sweet pen. But remember, this is your choice. You entitled child, you deserve to lose your voice. Your existence to others was determined by your lack of fight, and if you disobeyed, you'd be the one at the end. When your right to communicate, when your right to just look at someone is stripped from you, when your friends are forced to ignore you, or must dare to acknowledge you, you are liminal. You existed. At least that's what you're reassured of. Floating through friendly bodies, a ghost of a child, an example being made. Did any of us truly exist when we all lost that right? Questioning sanity in your head, feeling and treated as if you were dead. Ostracized child, invisible friend. I was silent because I thought it meant we would speak sooner. Sometimes the entire milieu, approximately 52 kids, would all lose the right to communicate, verbally and non-verbally. During these times, we would only speak when forced to rank our friends. This is their metaphor, not mine. I was new, so during this specific intervention, they had me just stand back. I watched, One by one, they were forced to stand. Who are the anchors that drag us down? Who are the dead weights that sit around? Who are the bailers that steer the ship? Which one of your friends would you pick? In this place, we really were teammates. Lost at sea, passing notes but not overseen, secret conversations, whispers as loud as a scream, a tea kettle boiling but without its steam. Stories of past students were always passed down, cautionary and rebellious, small acts of defiance, told as a joke, inscribed with a plan how to stay safe but quietly properly. We held strong to resistance even when we gave in. We knew our existence and eventually this would have to end. When I turned 18, 9 years ago, I tried to legally sign myself out. I was put on self-focus, safety with a view, no communication from others allowed to be gifted to. I chose to stay, a choice masked by a threat, but at least I had my privilege to talk about. 1 month later, I escaped, but it was because I graduated. I obeyed. 5 years later, I came out. When I was there, I saw your pain, the abuse withered in your face. Through the clothes in the closet, you saw me, you let me be, you told me it wasn't safe, you were afraid of what could happen. You warned me to hide those parts of my identity. Within 5 years, we lost you, and you, and you, and you, and 9 years later, I have to include you, and you, and you. Your names are sweet citrus, time sour as lime. They tore you apart till you were nothing left but rhyme. How could I write a eulogy when your only soliloquy was screams? I would have known you more if we weren't divided by teams. Now you just visit me. Memories still haunt surviving bones. I hear it some nights on the phone. I can't make it. Please don't let them win again. I can't make it. I can't lose another friend. 6 years later, I became a therapist. I try my best never to be one of you, never inflict the pain that we went through. Solstice East is my guide to learn that. There are open gates, me and new stars are made. 6 years later, I'm still 9 years later, I'm still enraged. A hellhole disguised as grace. Every year, a new tombstone in face. You are not Lebanon. You never were. We've been you, we love you, we know you exist. I'm so sorry, but I promise you this. They see you, they love you, they know you exist. Don't give up fighting your own movement.
Thank you. Look at your names. John, that's right. John and Sonya. So, thank you.
Hi, my name's Sonya, and I'm from Angier. Got an old one, a new one, and somebody else's. This one's called Conundrum. My reflection appears happy. My soul feels sad. Pushing through the day, will everything go my way? 2 steps forward, 1 step back, trying not to lose focus of what I lack. Easy breezy cover girl, grieving, sleeping, secret girl. Keep pushing forward, stay positive, fall behind, retreat, pray, sleep, pray. Will I make it to the other side okay? Trying to need less, trying to appear strong, until the rug is pulled from under my feet. Where did I go wrong? A life of transparency gone awry, seeking seclusion, redemption, or is it attention? Want to fly, want to say goodbye, then later just want a secure place to land. Will you hold my hand? Will you give me footing to stand? Will you lead me out? Will you transform my doubt? Stressing to do the best. Is that really my quest? I will hold you tight, but I can't guarantee I'll be all right. Should I stay or should I go? Please, God, help me know. This one's called Husband. You were there when I didn't ask. You picked me up when I fell. You didn't judge me when I was in hell. You knew what to say when I was lost for words. You always made me feel heard. Your presence was there during times of despair. You celebrated my achievements and showed you cared. You supported me when I lost my job. You hugged me tight after I was robbed. How grateful am I to have known you in this life. How grateful I was to be called your wife. That was then, now is now. Your best wasn't good enough because it faded away when things got tough. It's been 4.5 years and you can't even be my friend. I asked you to say something, but you stayed silent in the end. I couldn't tolerate the neglect anymore. So to save myself, I gave up on you. And this one is not actually a poem, but a prayer by one of my favorite spiritual gurus named Marianne Williamson. Dear God, thank you for this new day, its beauty and its light. Thank you for my chance to begin again. Free me from the limitations of yesterday. Today, may I be reborn. May I become more fully a reflection of your radiance. Give me strength and compassion and courage and wisdom. Show me the light in myself and others. May I recognize the good that is available everywhere. May I be, this day, an instrument of love and healing. Lead me into gentle pastures. Give me deep peace, that I might serve you most deeply. Amen.
Yes.
Hello, everyone. I have a new one, and I have one that I read before.
You should also.
Okay, so this one is called Population Me. What seemed like forever ago, busy as a bee, in a lone dark world, population me. Working long hours and lacking of sleep, but having no choice because life isn't cheap. Taking care of kids and hiding the stress, hoping they haven't seen me regress. Trying to keep up on chores and yard work had all of a sudden become hard work. You pick up the pieces, it sure isn't easy, and put on a fake smile on your face, even if it's cheesy. So one day you say, I need to get my life back, to be the person I have started to lack. Getting that work-life balance back, that's well-deserved. No longer living the way that's disturbed. Seeing everything the way I used to be, and leaving that lone, dark world, population me. Okay, and this one is called, Can They Be Your Enemy and Your Best Friend? Can they be your enemy and your best friend, your forever and your lover and your stranger? A feeling of euphoria and danger, your partner in all times, or so you thought, and deserts you and feeling a fraud. The yin to your yang, when the going is right, it leaves you like a thief in the night. Were they your partner, or was it just lies? What you thought was real became a series of lies.
Give them a hard time because they always come late. So that's what's so great about this place, and kind of work around what you guys need. Has anybody not read that wants to read? I'm looking at a few people that have expressed. Usually we try and do another round, but it's 8:30, so we may not have enough time. So sorry about that. Unless somebody's got a burning desire that has one poem that they just have to let us know about. So keep looking over here. I'm getting this feeling that I'm supposed to be. Did you want? She does. She does. Okay. All right. We don't want to make somebody do something they want to. I'm going to tell you, we do this every third Wednesday of the month here at the Tap Yard. I'm also have a open mic at the through Raleigh Rex, which I'm pretty proud of. It's a Wednesday afternoon, so the first Wednesday afternoon, if you guys have it available, from 3 to 4:30 at the 5 Points. I don't like to say senior center because it makes it sound like it's a nursing home, but it's not. It's just a community center, and anybody 18 and over is welcome to it. So it's there from 3 o'clock till 4:30. You want to come for open house? Open mic? Yes, ma'am. So anyway, cool. I feel really bad that we can't do a second round, but I'm thinking it's a little late. So what's the consensus? I also want to know, what do you think of this as opposed to the black?
I like it.
You like it? Yeah, I just kind of showed up in here, so I'm like, oh, this is cool. And then they pushed it up. That's so cool. Thank you guys so much. Hang around, talk to each other, have something to drink, just sit outside. They've got great fire pits and stuff like that. And there will be comedy, open mic comedy too. So thank you guys.
We take a break and then get back. And I hate that decision. I feel bad.
I'm almost glad because I'm having trouble
Oh,
trying to figure out what
okay,
to
good.
read.
All right, now make me feel better. Make me feel better. Yeah, I know. It's like, I'm like, you do it, you know, and it's like, yeah. So, it's good to see you.
Good night.
I like yours.
But it's not really.
I'm sure that was a little Oh, I'm sure. Can't do the. This is it. Midwest Texas.
Oh, sure,
And then I have to go and look at everything
I guess for me, it's after I get sight
If they do, we might have to go to
Definitely an experience. I was there for 9 months. And it was a training program that I was sent to, but it was supposed to be for 8 months. But they had years and like yeah, no, it's not great. They have hundreds of programs throughout the US like it. There's actually a Netflix program that kind of goes into it. But yeah, so my parents were well, unfortunately, somebody there, they'd be like, you know, yeah, so that's what I was doing. There were kids from like all types of backgrounds, whether it was more like settler or yeah, and it's wild because, like, if I tried to talk to my parents about what the program is, they monitored all of our mail and conversations, and we were only allowed 15 minutes of conversation and if we said anything bad, our parents were told by, like, who were considered professionals that we were just lying and manipulating them. So, without knowing, or I know people who were stuck there for 4 years, so I know if I didn't turn 18 while I was there, I would have been there for 12 years.
Go visit. Are you being my ambassador? No. That was, West End. Come here. Okay. West End is, I don't know. I went to like a okay. Just like me. I have some doctor.
I had to wait a year. Seasons up on the cliffhanger.
Am I?
No understanding.
For the West End Poetry Festival this weekend in Colorado. Yeah, are you familiar with that?
No, I've never. I only had a Ardria.
Just that little West End. So did you tell them about Sequoia Hill? We haven't got that far yet. Rush right in and go. You know what that is? All right, we're going to say one of
That sounds really good.
I started out now
I volunteered for my undergrad degree, so I start
You only allow them in one. Oh gosh. It's very close. Yeah. Yes, they all do each other.
How long is stopping the
So they can't. The rock, this is my rock. They can't break. But they really
That's what was that called again? How because you grab it? No, it's just not flat. There's a lot of mosquito here. You push them in the wall and wait for them. That's actually pretty good. It's funny that no, it is. I hear this.
Yeah, so it's kind of.
Whatever, right? You start, but there's no.
They ended up having them sign a certificate, so they ended up having so luckily I didn't do that.
So, I mean, how did you get out of jail, right?
Yeah, so they can. Yeah.
I nearly forgot this one.
There was a lot of manipulation where, so one of the so they tried to get the kid out so they could go to the they ended up just telling the mom who had like just lost her husband that their kids were killing themselves too. So it was like manipulation against parents. They throw away and end up killing themselves. Yeah. And so it was just a lot of fear tactics. It was actually right outside of Asheville.
I'm originally from
Actually, a well-meaning program.
I was over in Charlotte for a while.
Yeah, so they had like 8 different phases. And so on the earlier phases, you had rights or rights, and as you got to like the 4th or 5th phase, you were allowed to have unmonitored conversations with other peers, or essentially just communicate with and go outside or be outside of someone's eyesight for more than 5 minutes. And so within it, or at least until you get to the high phase. And like, I was only there for 9 months. Like, the average person that I knew was there for at least a year and a half. So I just got out because they had it's almost like brainwashing my Oh, it's all money, yeah. And I mean, they tried to do whatever they could to raise money costs there. So like, we were working in the kitchen or just like doing oh yeah. We had a and they would just like continue to do like I know my mom was just trying to get me out for a few months because she was like, I don't know any types of brain So they do have the Department of Health shut them out every few months, but whenever the Department of Health, they would like know, and it would be announced that they were coming, and so they would pick certain kids that were essentially the most brainwashed and thought it was a great program to talk about it. And I got chosen one time, and I told them to not send kids here, and I never was chosen. We're even with like parents coming in. I know 2 years ago they ended up shutting the program down for a few months until they got it perfect because they had deficiencies, including the producing the kid, and them having there's still like a lot of court cases against them. Their attendance rates have gone down, so when I was there, it was typically 52 to 60 kids. And now, from what we maybe 10, like 5. Oh yeah, so it's definitely dropped away, but they're still accepting new people. It's not the best. It's the way that I would say it. It's not just
Bye. Let's turn this off. I forgot to turn you guys off. So we are done with our freshly brewed poems. So come back next month, same time, third Wednesday of the month. Bye.